My name's Melissa Barrett, and welcome to Kwanzaa 2021. Our theme this year is Our Principles, Our Power. So, is it okay if I tell you a story? I'm going to tell you the story about the Jali. So, I was 31 years old with 3 kids, 12, 7, and 4. And we were a blended family. My husband and I, Peter, struggled with Christmas. It was so commercial. And it wasn't just the dissatisfaction with Christmas that had us so interested in Kwanzaa. We had both been raised with a focus on Black excellence. And my husband, a true lover of history, was looking for something more, something that connected him to his history. He was struggling with his career at the time. His mother had moved back east from California when he was young, so he was primarily raised by his grandmother. He had not known his grandfather, but he knew that their roots were in Louisiana. He wasn't aware of much family, but he decided he really wanted to focus on genealogy. So it was this year that he found his grandfather's sister. She was turning 100 years old, and the family was getting together for the event. He would take his mother to meet her for the first time and meet a large number of relatives. He finally felt like he had a connection that he never had before. 3 months later, his aunt passed away. The year before, we had attended a Kwanzaa event, and we enjoyed it immensely. In fact, the host of the event, Evelyn Cox, gave us a binder to help us to get started. This sparked a new passion in my husband. His desire of connecting more deeply with family and his cultural roots now had direction. We wanted our kids to know their history, learn about their family, and celebrate their heritage. This, of course, was all in stark contrast to what had been drilled into us from the outside. African Americans were told they had no culture. They were not African. They were not American. We had seen pictures and videos of how African Americans were treated, and it was no secret. So we decided it was a good time to just start Kwanzaa, start celebrating it. We didn't know exactly what we were starting, but we knew we wanted to create an opportunity for our kids to know about their heritage. So we started small. We outlined a program and invited 4 families over to our house after church one Kwanzaa afternoon. So today, I thank you. I thank all of you wonderful people that have come to hear about Kwanzaa. We have been celebrating it now for over 20 years, and it has grown to be one of the largest in-home Kwanzaa celebrations in Northern California. This year, we decided to add virtual. So we're inviting any and everyone who wants to learn about Kwanzaa to our Kwanzaa this year. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Kwanzaa 2021. Our theme this year is Our Principles, Our Power. Today is day 2, Kujichagulia, self-determination. Say it with me, Kujichagulia. To define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves.
Kujichagulia stands for self-determination. To define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. This requires knowing and believing who you are and refusing to let others define us.
So because Kwanzaa is a family affair, I am pleased to have my son, Miles, and his son, Miles, here with me today. Miles has been celebrating Kwanzaa now almost 22 years, and he's 26, so almost his entire life now. And now we're passing it on to his son, who is now 4 years old.
Happy Kwanzaa!
Hi, my name is Miles Barrett, and I will be talking about the second principle, Kujichagulia. self-determination. And to me, that means picking up all the struggles of the ancestors and moving forward to where we need to be as a people and as a nation. Over the years, I've seen my parents have Kwanzaa every year at the same time, same day, and it was very consistent every time. And to me, that would show that they wouldn't want to quit in the things that they had set forth in their own life. And throughout my life, they made sure I never quit early in the season for sports or anything. So that means to me, as a young father, that every day I can't quit and I have to keep pulling forward. So I encourage you to be self-determined in the upcoming year and at your own Kwanzaa and in your life goals. Over the years, my father would always tell me that if you forget your history, especially your family history, then you forget who you are. So it's always especially important to make sure you remember your history and all the history around you, because it has to do with everything around you as a person or your family. And that's very important to Kwanzaa and to families in the community as a whole.
What does Kwanzaa mean to me? Well, Kwanzaa means to me a celebration of unity, a celebration of our people coming together. The 7 principles have become very important to me because it's not just something that we need to do for the Kwanzaa celebration. It's something that we should be celebrating every day.
Kwanzaa to me means the celebration of the year, pretty much, because it's the end of the year and we've had the 7 principles, follow us throughout the year, and it's just like time to reflect. And also, as Black people, we don't really get a lot of things to ourselves, and this is a holiday that we celebrate and we all come together, kind of like my mom said, and we just, come together and celebrate the full year, the losses of the year, the gains of the year, and we fellowship together.
Come on, sis. Okay. How Kwanzaa has affected me. First of all, it opened me to a whole new world. I believe the first time I heard of Kwanzaa was in elementary, at a Christmas, one of the Christmas celebrations in elementary, and all I remember was Imani Faith, and we had to repeat that principle. That's all I knew. So when I met Brother Barrett, and he invited me over when you was a little baby, she was real young. He invited me over to a celebration, and I didn't know what to expect. When I got there, it was just, first of all of the people that were there. I believe that year it was over 100 people that attended that year. It was just the spirit that was in the home, love. I felt love. It was such a great feeling to see the Kwanzaa celebration, the drums, the dancers. It made me want to get to know more about my ancestor, want to take a trip to Africa to know more about my people and to really get an understanding of what Kwanzaa is.
Celebrating Kwanzaa has affected me in a multitude of ways. I remember before my first Kwanzaa, I think I was around 7 or 8 maybe. I didn't really know what Kwanzaa was at all. I mean, you hear about it, but no one ever went into detail about what it was. It was just like another Christmas, pretty much, and I didn't know. And then Brother Peter gave me the opportunity to read my first principle at my first ever Kwanzaa, and like it just opened up a new world for me to see, and I was able to learn a lot more about my culture because, you know, being in school, you don't really learn much about it, and you don't know like the strength and resilience that we have. It's kind of just glossed over. So being at Kwanzaa gives you like a pretty much a culture shock of seeing like all of the stuff that we can do. And it has also affected me in ways of just being able to have something to say that's my own. I know that like I have friends that are Jewish and they have Hanukkah, and you know, other people have Christmas and everything else. And saying that like I celebrate Kwanzaa comes with a lot of pride, because then people can ask me about it and I'm able to explain what exactly it is. So yeah.
The principle that I most identify with has to be Kuumba, which is creativity. I am an actress, I am a comedian, and I used to dance back in the day, but that was back in the day. However, I love art. I love all aspects of the art, performing arts, anything that has to do with arts. I love it. So how we are able to create beautiful things. One thing that from Kwanzaa, Sister Kimya would come and dance, and it would just be such a beautiful thing. And Sister Melissa and I both took her African dance class, and she not only taught us different dances, but she broke it down, the ways of how we move our bodies, which tribe used certain drums. And it was just beautiful, because had I not attended Kwanzaa and built the network of a network of people that I have met along the way at the different celebrations, then I would never have the opportunity to get a chance to learn so much. And that's something I love about Kwanzaa, because we're able to network and have so many different people that are creative in so many ways. And so it just feels so good to be amongst my people. Yeah, so creativity.
The principle I most identify with is Kuchichakulia. I don't know if I said that right, but I identify with it for a lot of reasons, mostly because I just like the word. It sounds funny, but also because of the meaning of it. It's self-determination, and I feel like I think that I'm a very self-determined person. I've always been that way. I don't really need people to tell me to do something, because chances are I already have it done, and I'll be critiquing myself way harder than anybody would. And I think that comes from just having family that has supported me, and not even people that are actually in my family, but having friends. And a lot of those people I see at Kwanzaa every year as well. So yeah, self-determination.
Hi, my name is Lester Patrick, and happy Kwanzaa. The fond memories I have of Peter are related to his ability to deliver very descriptive stories of historical figures of African descent. One of the times that I had the opportunity to observe this unique characteristic was when I had invited Peter to speak to a group of about 30 African American high school males who were part of a mentoring program I conducted. Peter was able to galvanize all our attention as he delivered animated stories about Africans and African American people. He did this so clearly that it was as simple as just allowing your imagination to take its natural course. I'm sure that some of these characters were real and others fictitious, but through words, he painted a picture so clear that it didn't take any imagination at all. And I can still visualize him manipulating his cane, tapping it on the floor as he slowly walked through the crowds of the young, spellbound African-American males. And let me tell you, anybody who could demand their total attention without having to yell and scream to obtain it is truly extraordinary. And Peter was.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific. Each day of Kwanzaa, we are broadcasting to you so you can learn a little bit more about it.